all in together today and really looking forward for our conversation. Stay tuned. I was just checking my microphone. We keep on tune. Just checking our microphone, checking out our studio. If all is working, it's can you hear me? If anyone is listening to us, brilliant. Checking out our studio. If all is working, it's can you hear me? If anyone. We're live and all going well. So we're live on all our platforms. So this is Jabo Butera, and from our business talk every Friday. Let me just start with our disclaimer. So the views and the comments of this program is not representing the views of the P-Town radio station, but it's the views of our commentators and presenters. So it's our personal views. The second disclaimer we're having today, we're going to be talking about businesses and we're going to be talking about finances. So we are not financial advisors. We're talking from our experience of life and what we've been seeing and that experience of life. So myself, I'm Jabo Butera. I'm the managing director of Diversity Business Incubator based in Plymouth. And you can check us on our social media. It's easy to find us. If you go on LinkedIn and put in Diversity Business Incubator or DBI, you'll be able to find us and find more about what we do. Not only that, we have our Facebook page, we have our LinkedIn, and we have our Twitter. So check us on there, even our YouTube platform where you can see the previous talks we had. We've had guests, we've interviewed so many people, we've shared, we reach out to hear the experience of others. So that's me, and that's my organization called Diversity Business Incubator. But in partnership with our P-Town Radio, the community radio based in Plymouth. So find out more again about P-Town Radio. So you can go on our social media as well, or just Google it. Plymouth Radio. Now you're hearing where P-Town Radio comes from. It's from a city called Plymouth. We are on the southwest coast of England. Beautiful place. And today is nice and sunny. Really, really, really good Friday. Very nice and sunny. And we are expecting to have the whole day sunny like this. So yes, it's an amazing town to live in. And this conversation on this radio, we have a local radio based in Stonehouse, but with a particular lens or particular expression when we are broadcasting and information we are broadcasting, we want to share with particularly the individual from the VME community or Black and Asian minority community, or sometimes they call a global majority individuals. Those are our targeted audience, but it does not mean this conversation is not open for everyone. It's inclusive. Our focus is on that particular community. One is because we come from this particular community ourselves. So I come from the Black community. I live in Stonehouse. This is the one of the wards which is a deprived area, but as well as the most diverse community in this town of Plymouth. And with that, we assure everyone who lives in England or around the world or in Europe, you'll see there is that conversation or that wanting to bring this inclusivity, because we didn't have the inclusivity prior. We used to have the exclusivity. We have to have those time when you were saying some people were allowed to on the street and some people were not allowed on the bus. You may recall the stories in the early years with a lot of people hear about the lady on the bus in America when she was not allowed to go on the bus. So all that has been the past. We're talking about the exclusivity. So to remediate the circumstances, we create inclusivity. How can we have the voice? How can we hear the perspective? And how can we promote more those success of individuals from the Black community or the Asian community to showcasing that inclusivity and belonging in the area? So that's the purpose of this radio, and the purpose of this talk, particularly today, is to do with the business talk. So this radio, we run many shows. There are faith shows, catches a lot of conversation. But on this particular slot on Friday, 12 to 1, we talk about business. And we have that mandate of talking about businesses because one, our organization is the Business Incubator. That's what we do. We support business. We support entrepreneurs. And we go around asking this question. Have you ever thought of starting your own business? Have you ever thought of being your own boss? Have you ever thought of being the one in control of the growth of your own income? Think about it, because you are valued according to what you're getting paid as all exchange in terms of monetary. So an employment is you give someone your time and your skill, and in return, they give you an exchange monetary. So I work in a factory, let's say, that makes biscuits, and my job is to on the assembly line, putting the flour in the mixer. That's my job. So I'm paid, let's say, £10.50 per hour. And I have to give to the factory 12-hour, I do 12-hour shift or 8-hour shift, let's say. My job is to put that flour into the mixer so they can make the biscuit at the end. And they pay me £10.50 per hour, and I do 8 hours. So that's my wages. You understand? By the end of the day, I get paid at £10.50 for the 8 hours. So I've traded my time, which is the 8 hours I'm giving to the factory, the employer. And I've traded my skills. I know how to pour the flour. So it's just a skill. It can be any other skills, and you get paid according to your skills. If your job is to calculate how many flours compared to the syrup and others, so you are higher skilled, you get higher paid. So it's about trading your skills and your time in exchange of what? Your monetary value. So at the end of the month, they give you your salary, or at the end of the week, they give you money. They put money in your account because of the time you've traded against your time and your expertise into the industry, and it pays you back in terms of monetary. So let's say you're on £10.50 per hour. That's why you get paid, because that's your skills you have. And then you can only give 8 hours. Now imagine, right? You're with me. So if you're with us, drop us a text. We can see the chat in our social media. We are live on our Facebook page. Yes, if you're with me, follow us. So now imagine, coming back to what we're saying, you are paid £10.50 and you could do 8 hours. Now imagine if you could be able to grow this, not only the time, but also the money or the skills. So you pushing, saying, in 3 years' time, I want to be paid £15 per hour. Or be audacious. I want to be paid £150 per hour. And I want not only put 8 hours, but I want to be paid for 25 hours. Are you there? Are you getting where I'm going? Right? If you're getting where we're going, give us a shout on our social media, and then yes, we'll talk more. We'll tell you more where we're going with this. So that's still talking about entrepreneurship mindset. So you thinking, now I'm paid £10.50 per hour, and I get 8 hours to put in. Or let's say push out 12 hours. You do a long shift, 12 hours. Now I'm taking you to the next level. Did you know you can be paid £150 per hour and you can do 25 hours? I'm seeing questions coming. I'm seeing people asking themselves, how can that happen? Where is starting with even how can I have 25 hours while in life we only have 24 hours? Exactly. That's what we're talking about. You can be paid for more hours than the usual 24 hours because you are earning. more. All these are the benefit of being self-employed or entrepreneur, running your own businesses. We'll come back and talk about that next time. If you want to know more, how can you do that? How can you be making more than what you're making now? If you're making £12.50 an hour, brilliant, or £25 an hour, brilliant. But can you push it? You can go to £200, £300. There are those people are doing it. How much do you think Bill Gates get paid per hour? How much do you think Jeff Bezos get paid per hour? How much do you think Elon Musk? And we can go on and on with the names. Now the pen is dropping. Now you see, you're capturing what I'm talking about. Yes, that's what it is all about. How can you be entrepreneur? How can you run your own business? And how can you be adding that income, increasing the income and increasing the time by, as well at the same time, decreasing the pressure and creating more space for yourself and what is you to be doing. Those are the conversations we always have here at Paytown Radio when we talk about business talk. It's all about businesses. How do we run businesses? How do we make successful businesses? How do we gain those hours? That's what we talk about. That's why we're conversing. You can see our previous episode. We can check our previous episode on our YouTube channel, either DBI YouTube channel or Paytown YouTube channel. You'll see all the previous podcasts where we talked about how you can do that and where you can get the support for that. That's our purpose of being here. That's why we've been here every Friday to converse and talk about business and seeing if someone can be inspired to go on that journey. Those are the conversations of every Friday here. So join us on Paytown Radio. Let's talk about business. But today we have a particular topic we want to explore. And you can see on the screen there, we're talking about business and sports. Big topics. And particularly here in Plymouth, I want to encourage and I want to, people live here, they will understand what we're talking about. We have our football club called Plymouth Argyle. Plymouth Argyle is the heart, is the soul, is the green color of Plymouth. That's what everyone sing about, Plymouth Argyle. If you are a Plymouthian, you will know what is Plymouth Argyle. And you will know last weekend, it was a massive party in the city. Yes, it was a massive party in the city. Because what? Plymouth Argyle was promoted in the league. We won. Not only we won as winning all the games, but also we were promoted. We were the top league in our previous league, and we're going in the second in a higher league than what we were in. But what does that mean? Not only there was a party on the street and everyone is excited, but what does that mean? How is it impacting the society? How economically can you tap into that? How can you benefit? We'll come and talk about this more. Let's take a break and have a music from. We're gonna get some music from Tanzania with Diamond Platinums. Here we go. That was Diamond Platinums playing for us, and I think the sound was not coming up through as we would like it to be, but we're going to look at that technical later on, what was stopping it to pick up the sound so that you can hear it on the social media. We were talking about business and sports. How can we benefit from Plymouth Argyle promotion? For those who just joined us, this is Jabo Butera, streaming from Paytown Radio in Plymouth. And it's a nice Friday, nice and sunny, and all excited. It has been a week since our local football club called Plymouth Argyle been promoted. And then we're talking how does it combine Plymouth or football or sports with business. So just some simple statistics. Did you know that the Premier League football contributed 7.6 billion to the UK economy? That's during 2019-2020. 7.6 contribution. That how football, that's the Premier League contributed to the UK economy. Think about it. This is quite colossal amount of money. How did that happen? How did we get to that contribution of 7.6 billion? So think about it. When you go to a game or when there is a game, you have one, let's start with the clubs. So it's two teams playing. And in Plymouth, we have what we call Plymouth Argyle is one of the team. And you have Manchester United and others for those who follow football. All these clubs, they're run as businesses. They're not run as just a charity or just football club. No, these are businesses. Did you know that? They have businesses which have overheads. These are businesses that have staff cost. These are businesses that have investment and they have a product they're selling. Remember what we talked about before? When you're in business, you're either selling a product or a service. So you're selling your product or your service in exchange of monetary exchange or money. So football clubs. I picked on football because Plymouth Argyle has just been promoted in Plymouth. And for those who've been following, we are really excited here in Plymouth. We are really excited to see Plymouth Argyle being promoted. We were out there chanting with them, singing with them on a top bus. And although it was rainy and grey, yes, we're out. And there was a lot of people with their green flags on. They were their green shirts on and all those marketing material they were having out there. So that it was last weekend. If you remember very well, if you live in Plymouth, you saw it. If not, you saw it on the news. Think about it. These clubs are run as businesses. They have a product or a service they're selling. And most of the time, we're talking about football, they're selling what you're calling an emotional satisfaction. Best commodity ever. Emotional satisfaction is the best commodity ever. Because most of the time we don't realize when you are consuming something, it can be a physical, a sweet or a drink, a coffee, for example. A coffee, most of the time people don't consume because it gives you that belly feeling or making you full because your body was requesting the fullness of your body. You're not hungry, so it's not because you're hungry then you're going to have a coffee. It's an emotional connection. For those who, for example, smokes, it's nothing to do with when you smoke it makes you full. No, it's emotional connection. Emotional connection or emotional selling is the highest commodity. You find, I'll give you an example. If you go to a shop to buy potatoes, just normal potatoes, you'll get a kilo for, let's say, £1.50. I don't know on top of my head what's the price of a kilo of potatoes, Irish potatoes or spuds. For those who live in England, understand what I'm talking about. Spuds. You get a spuds. Thank you, Kevin, who's following us and listening to us. So you get spots for £1, £1.50. Try to go and buy a plantain, and they'll tell you a kilo, you easily going in the £3, £4. But you pay it happily. It's not because it's being imported and it costs more to bring them in, but there's that emotional connection. This is a product you were consuming when you were younger. For those who've been abroad, those who grew up abroad, those who are saying this radio, we're talking about people from the Black community. I grew up eating plantain. I grew up eating matoke. I grew up eating yam. I grew up eating cassava leaves and cassava. We grew up eating, all these things where you don't find in England everywhere in the supermarket and the shops. But because I'm attached to it emotionally, I'll pay the higher price. I'll pay the higher price because I'm emotionally connected to it. So football is the same. They sell the emotion, the satisfaction. When your club is winning, you are so satisfied. It's not because the two people are kicking the ball and they scored. That's what is making you, it's the satisfaction. And for that satisfaction, you exchange your monetary value. You pay your money. So as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you need to be thinking, there's this promotion, the league, Plymouth Argyle have been promoted. Means the emotional satisfaction of people in Plymouth is higher. They're really satisfied in what the club has been doing. Means the opportunity of spending has gone up. Highly satisfied, highly spenders. But you as an entrepreneur now, where are you placing yourself to harvest from this transaction? Are you with me? Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, Plymouth Argyle as a football club has been promoted in another league. One, they got a lot of money. They got paid for that, for being promoted. So the club itself has some money to spend. Two, the majority of individuals in Plymouth, where you live, where you're trading, where you are doing business, are all highly satisfied, excited, ready to spend for the next season coming. Where are you placing yourself? How can you benefit from that growth? How can you benefit from that opportunity? So I'm thinking here, my friend Archie, who's a good listener and supporter, he started a company which does the printing. Archie, you're printing t-shirts, you're printing shirts, you're printing your logos on these materials. How can you tap into this promotion of Argyle? What is your brand connect with the emotions of people Plymouth so that they can spend that excitement they have at the moment because they want to spend money on Argyle, which has been promoted? Where are you placing? Where are you positioning? So sports, it's a huge contributor to the economy. As I said to you, the Premier League football contributed 7.6 billion to the UK economy. So there is that money, 7.6, and there's the UK economy. Where are you in the UK economy as an entrepreneur? That's the conversation we're having. I hope you guys are enjoying what we're talking about. Now we are here in Plymouth. There's that growth. Plymouth Argyle being promoted. Where are you placing yourself? How are you going to harvest from that? So these are the few things you can start exploring. These are the few things you can start thinking of. We talked about the marketing material. A lot of shops and a lot of places, they're going to be looking for either something demonstrating the Argyle fan or they support Argyle, so that those fans of Argyle will come through their doors. A restaurant exhibiting Argyle or taking the colors of Argyle will have something innovative around Argyle, will attract another 20% of the population of what they used to have through their doors, because these guys are relating now. They'll be exciting to see, wow, yes, Argyle, Plymouth Argyle. So what's your position? Think about it. Now we're talking about not only the club gonna be start recruiting, they're gonna get new players. They're gonna buy new players. They're gonna, the club is gonna be improving. A lot of things. They have a lot of money to spend. Where are you placing yourself as an entrepreneur? How can you harvest from that? Let's divide it. Let's say we're not putting 7.6 billion. Let's say it's even bringing us 2.5 million in the city to be spent. Would you like to be taking part of that 2.5 million? Would you love to benefit from it? You live in Plymouth. You love sports. You see what's happening, everyone is excited, and there's another 2.5 million to spend on. Where are you positioning yourself? Come on, guys, that's what we're talking about. Have you got an idea? Is it clicking in your head? How can you benefit from sports? And that is just, we're talking about Plymouth Argyle, the football club. We have Plymouth Albion, the rugby, down the road. We have the tennis clubs. We have the swimmings. We have all these facilities or these activities that bring the happiness in individuals, and they're ready to spend their money on that. How are you positioning yourself towards that? Let's say I sell, let me think about. Let's say I sell Syrian sweet, because there's a lot of that part of the world, they do produce some really good sweets. Even let's say I do Turkish baklava. For those who know, they understand what I'm talking about. A baklava is, one sweets type of sweets. So, how can I get myself positioned whenever there is a celebration around Plymouth Argyle? Because Argyle is going higher level, Argyle is going international, Argyle is recruiting internationally, and you're going to have people who have traveled around the world who will come to watch Plymouth Argyle playing. And there you go, you are the front door, because you are presenting the international platform of what Plymouth is. Don't you think you're still going to be the most exciting part? And then if you do this baklava, going with the Plymouth Argyle colors, because I know baklava, you can give them different colors. The sweets, you can give them different colors. How about baklavas with Argyle's colors? I'm selling you business's idea here, guys. I'm teaching you business idea. That's what we do. We share. Think about it. That will be an opportunity. So there's a lot of million coming. And that's what I'm saying. Tap into it. Benefit from it. Use your knowledge. Use what is out here already. And promote your own business through what is already existing and up running. That way, we generate income for yourself. And then it comes to what we were saying at the beginning. So you'll be able to push earning 100, 150 pounds an hour. Because if you go to a game, let's say Argyle game, and you have your stall, and you'll have nearly 3,000 items sold within 2 hours, 3 hours. So you're selling 1,000 items per hour. How much margin profit you'll be making? Just imagine. That's what it is about. Dream big. Use what is there. Dream big. Don't dream small. Take advantage of what exists and roll with it. Sports is amazing activity which create a lot of happiness, which create a lot of good emotion, which create that sense of belonging and being part of that. The joy with it comes with it. And when that joy comes, my friend, the spending of the money is easier. So, talking about the growth and sport, business and sports, Plymouth Argyle is growing up and you can benefit from it. That's the conversation we wanted to have with you today. Unfortunately, the time is flying faster than what we planned. And again, the monologue, me and myself here, my colleague Tendai is not on the radio, otherwise we'll be bouncing ideas between us. But he's back next week. Tune in again. Tune in on our business talk. And it's always, we start from 12 to 1. Or 10 to, so that we'll give time to put the music so you can be enjoying as well and enjoying the radio. So that's why I'm talking. Let me recap. So that was me, Jabo Butera, talking to you about business. My colleague Tendai is not here with me today, but hey, hope he's enjoying where he is at the moment. He's working hard still, although being abroad, he's working hard. He's a crafty, hard-working man. Always appreciate those who work hard and those who push to make it. So we hear you and we see you, my brother Tendai, where you are in Zim. And thank you to Uncle Cousin, Kevin Emmanuel, who's been listening to us, and all our listeners out there. Thank you for your comment, and thank you for listening to us here at Payton Radio Business Talk. Let me just recap quickly what we're talking about today. It was to talk about the business talk between business and sports. And the question was, how can we benefit from Plymouth Argyle promotion? So we talked about the opportunity or the big dream. We're saying you can be earning about, let's say, £150 an hour, and you have 26, 27 hours to benefit from every day. Would that something exciting for you? Would you like to go for that? Reach out to us. We'll be able to have that conversation. I'm not saying guaranteed I'm giving you that to do 150, but yes, work towards it. You can do it. And he's saying, how can we benefit from this emotional growth? Plymouth Argyle has been promoted. Plymouth Argyle has been promoted into the other league. So they won the league and they've been promoted. So there's some money which came. They've been given money they're going to spend in the city. Are you ready to receive that money? Where are you positioning yourself? Not only that, they've received the money they're going to be distributing. The second point is Plymouthian. They're all excited. Majority are excited because that club has been promoted. Their club has been promoted. Their emotion is higher. And the higher the emotion are, the easy to spend it becomes. Are you a printer? Are you an entertainer? Are you a cooker? Are you a whatever creativity you are you an entrepreneur? Can you tap into that? By the way, we have good contacts within Plymouth Argyle. Not only Plymouth Argyle, the team itself, but Plymouth Argyle community. They have also a community arm. All these, they are ready to be spending the money. And you as an entrepreneur, you as a Plymouthian, I'm calling up to you. Use your talent. And let's start becoming more part of the city by contributing and exchanging your culture with what you're funding here. Really hope you enjoyed the conversation, and looking forward to see you again next Friday. We're back here next Friday to have a conversation again on Business Talk. We'll see the topic of next week. Well, I look at the saying, we just had the coronation happening last week as well. So there was a lot happening last week, a lot. So you have a lot that to talk. And then also what has happened, what is next, what's coming next, what can we talk about next, and what can you tap into in the future. Thank you very much for listening. That was Jabo Butera, and it was all to do with Business Talk today. Let me leave you with a quote, something you can digest on. It's not too late to start something. It's not too late to start your own business. But it's getting late. Have a wonderful Friday, dear friends, and enjoy the sun. For those who are living in the Southwest, we have a wonderful weekend today with a lot of sun out there. And most of England, I think, is going to be dry. And see you again next week. You take care. Bye-bye.